While scouring the internet, I came across a death match that caught my eye. The match itself was Marvel Comics' Sabertooth taking on a Xenomorph from the Aliens franchise. While this may sound fun on paper, it's actually a very lopsided fight. Make no mistake, Xenomorphs are the perfect killing machines in their own franchise. They are able to stand off against colonial marines and predators. For shits and giggles, I'm not here to argue if the AVP movies are canon, but we are going to naturally give the Xenomorphs all feats from movies and comics, except for any special amps, or any material outside of normal AVP material. In short, we will be focusing on the scaling of the Xenomorph warriors specifically. The Xenomorphs have natural bodily weapons, which are conventional and unconventional, such as its claws, tail, acid, pharyngeal jaw, and teeth. A Xenomorph's lethality also relies heavily on stealth and swarming in numbers if a threat is beyond a single Xenomorph. We do see the Xenomorphs catching inexperienced predators, also known as young bloods, off guard, but more so than not a predator is capable of killing a Xenomorph one-on-one. But it does show us they scale off of each other fairly consistent across many different mediums, such as movies, comics, novels, and video games. Now let's get into just how strong and durable the average Xenomorph warrior is, and after talking about the physical aspects, I'll go more in depth with just how powerful its acid blood is. A charging Xenomorph easily warps a thick steel door when it rams into it. The novel also goes into detail how easily a Xenomorph was able to rip through elevator doors. Not to mention how effortlessly they can rip full-grown men apart. Just for reference, the Predator's weapons and armor are vastly superior to anything on Earth. Small arms fire from handguns and assault rifles were ineffective and were deflected with ease. It is also stated that the armor and weapons are superior to steel and harder than anything previously seen. Keeping those statements in mind, we see how effortlessly the Xenomorphs tear into their biomask. With one hand, it completely crumbles a metal grate. We also know its tail can easily pierce a predator as well. Now let's get into the durability side of the infamous Xenomorphs. The Xenomorph is seen taking shots from shotguns, pulse rifles, and other small arms fire consistently across the films, novels, and comics. Unless it's consistently hit in the head, it will continue to attack. The novel River of Pain is a perfect example of getting shot in the face and continues to move towards its prey. While its armor can stop and deflect bullets to a degree, an average human using an axe was able to get a Xenomorph to release its prey. Not to lowball the Xenomorphs, but this will bring us into Sabertooth, and why I think he will excel at killing the aliens. Sabertooth, also known as Victor Creed, is a mutant from the Marvel Comics universe. For the purpose of this video, we will be sticking to the canonical 616 version. While Ms. Marvel did win this fight, she makes two statements about Sabertooth, first being his muscles are like steel cables, and the second being his claws would be able to hurt her. Sabertooth consistently breaks out of metal restraints, breaks down steel doors, and even swings a steel girder at Ms. Marvel, bending it. She also remarks it must weigh half a ton. When striking and hitting opponents, he consistently breaks concrete with his swings, or smashes opponents into it hard enough, creating craters. Just to further note on his strength, his punches were breaking Wolverine's bones on impact. These insane strength feats also go into Victor Creed crushing dumbbells into balls and lifting cars over his head, which not only puts him way over a Xenomorph in terms of strength, but every blow would cause them some degree of damage. He has an insane durability and healing factor that will make him almost impossible to put down. Jean Grey hits him with a van, and Rogue smashes his head into a concrete wall, both to no avail. Wolverine literally stabs his hand into Creed, in which Creed just continues to fight. We also see Sabertooth in another instance fighting while filled with harpoons. Sabertooth not only took hits from Iron Fist, but was also able to keep up with his combat speeds. This also goes for heavy hitters like the X-Men's Rogue, whom he has fought on multiple occasions. Scaling in general from opponents like Rogue, Iron Fist, Wolverine, and Ms. Marvel easily puts Sabertooth at hypersonic speeds at the very least, and the durability of his adamantium and healing factor puts him at least large building level. While acid may not work the same as fire, I would like to note that Sabertooth's healing factor allowed him to fight Human Torch, who can go supernova, and was just distracted by Jubilee shooting plasma burst into his face. We also see Sunfire completely burn away most of his flesh. He then almost immediately gets up and starts attacking again. While it may not be as potent as the Xenomorph's acid, we do see Sabertooth hold the face of a mutant whose acid skin eats through the metal. He is also able to breathe and speak just fine in an acid cloud. He can smell different scents from a newspaper from the river. He can not only see in the dark, he actually notices attackers from a man's pupil, really showing just how keen his sight is. He can extend his claws and can easily cut through metals such as steel or titanium. I don't want to continue the feat dump, but essentially the only major advantage xenomorphs would have is numbers. The xenomorphs may have an advantage with numbers, and even then, nothing short of an entire hive would really be able to do anything against Sabertooth other than slow him down. Sabertooth is physically much stronger and faster. His heightened senses would stop him from getting ambushed. Even if he's overwhelmed and captured, he could survive a chest burster or just physically rip it out. With no real way to put Sabertooth down, and able to survive anything from acid to having his chest ripped out, the xenomorphs have no real way to put him down, and over time, Creed would dwindle their numbers. In the end, Sabertooth wins.